Close your eyes for a moment and imagine a place made just for you. We at Weyland-Yutani have done just that. Come explore our luxurious Earth-like biomes using state-of-the-art technology developed by Weyland Corporation. We have created perfection. Breathe air fresher than anything you have ever experienced. Swim in our crystal clear waters and experience what the finest genetic engineering has created by taking a simple stroll through a park. What are you waiting for? Come to Paradisio now and experience life.
And there it is. Hi everyone. It's time once again for Alien RPG, Paradisio Lost. You've already had time to say hi to me, chat, but today we're going to go around and introduce everybody. And we're going to go in the order that I have everyone presented right now. Reverse cameras, I got it. So we're going to go counterclockwise. It's going to go ArchivalDustBun, PaladinHulk, Mitch, and then up to Janny Potts. All right, sound good? Just the brief who you are and who your character is. We'll do a longer outro on the way out, and I will definitely remember this time.
Yeah, I'm Anna, aka ArchivalDustBun, most places on the internet. Queer and trans advocate, museum worker, and TTRPG streamer. You can find me on Twitter at ArchivalDustBun. And I am playing Sarah, the pilot.
And right on down.
Hi everybody, I'm PaladinHulk, Twitch moderator for Random Tuesday, Little Red Dot, and Polished Cryptid, and I am playing Gerald, your socialite rich person who is out of their element.
And
Hello.
jumping on over.
Yeah, my name is Mitchell. You can find me on all social media or Twitter at Mitchsbustillos. I'm going to be playing Juniper, and the biggest thing I got going on is tomorrow at 9 a.m. we're launching Chew, the TTRPG, on Kickstarter. So be prepared.
Woo. And last but never least, right on up to Jenny Potts.
Hi, I'm Jenny Potts, 7575. I am playing Rosalinda, the botanist.
Oh, excellent. That's everybody. So we're gonna jump right into things.
Do yourself?
I mean, technically, in the tunnel. But hi, I'm Brindis of Partywipegames. I am playing the role of Mother, the storyteller, and all of the other wonderful people here on the colony of Paradisio. That is much more formal, I think. Thank you, PH. We have a couple things to go over, some bookkeeping stuff, some general wellness of life for the colony, which is going to start with the announcement that was told to me last week, and I am just forever a scatterbrain, that you guys were given a pet pal. And I do believe the excuse I made for not giving it to you was because we didn't have everyone here, and I didn't want to deprive our fourth player of a chance to make their case for having a pet. So now that everyone is here, you all can fight to the death for who gets the honor of having a pet. No pressure, of course.
I'm going to say that one of my possible signature items is Ship's cat.
You could have a cat.
My vote is not Juniper.
I mean, Juniper ate their
Especially
pet.
not a bunny.
Juniper fed the pet to you guys last session. Yeah. Anybody else have an idea for a pet that they would want? If you want to save it, I was gonna say, if you want to save it too, you guys could say that like you tame a chest burster.
Oh,
That seems not good.
how about a hissing cockroach?
I want one of those dogs with way too much skin. You know?
Oh, I do know the one. It's a Chinese dog, isn't it? They're like super wrinkly ones.
I don't know anything about dogs, but I think that one would fit well in the jungle because it would just be awful.
Ugh, but look at that poor boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sharpay.
And that dog
That's it.
screams doomed.
Oh, they're actually not that wrinkly in some of the pictures. There's a breed of Sharpays called the Bone Mouth, which is pretty metal in of itself, that are just some nice slender boys. But the regular Sharpays are all wrinkles, and I love it. Mm-hmm. And the one with the droopy jowls too. Okay, we're here for aliens, not for droopy jowls, Sharpays.
Until
so
now.
Until now. So we got a wrinkle dog, a hissing cockroach, and a cat. What did Sarah sneak over that could potentially be a pet?
I was thinking cockpit cat, but I would also be up for taking in something native to the planet.
Something native to the planet. Okay. Why don't we do this democratically? Because as Ian knows so well, when we turn it to the chaos of the chat, democracy always wins. So vote now, and we'll get started, and then we'll figure out what the pet pal is. So no democracy allowed. Dang. Well, you heard him, so we'll figure that out as the day goes on. The other thing we needed to address was everybody's personal agendas and experience, which, as we know, we did already go over a session. You guys don't get experience for playing as the Marines because they died, and dead people don't level up. That's just kind of the truth of the matter. Although I guess one person can level up once we get back to that point because they didn't die. But for now, we're going to focus on our three who did make it. And we're going to do the experience for last week, and then we'll do it again at the end of the session for this session, just so we keep everything kosher. Everybody has personal agendas on their career path. You are welcome to pick one of those personal agendas or make one for yourself. And once we get through the experience for last week, we'll go over those agendas as well. So I'm going to start in the same order that everyone was introduced last time. So it would be Sarah, Gerald, Juniper. So we'll start with Sarah. First question, did you participate in the game session? Were you present?
Yes.
Yes. So you gained one experience for that. Did you risk or sacrifice something to further your personal agenda?
I'm going to say yes, because I helped
And,
Charlie.
That's
You
true.
also ate the super poisonous fish, so
Mm-hmm.
That is true, but I can
Yeah,
only get
you
one,
did.
so.
Yeah, you did put yourself at risk for Charlie. You shielded them from the potential getting caught, and not only that, but not exposing their hideaways throughout the colony. Did you risk your life for your buddy PC?
No.
what about the poison fish?
Poison fish. And for question like buddy PC and rival PC, just feel free
right.
to establish who it is now too, because somebody's buddy may not necessarily be there, may not necessarily be reciprocated. They might see you as a rival even if you see them as a friend.
Definitely not Juniper. I don't know that Sarah has a buddy. The closest would probably be what's his name? Richard,
Yeah.
the other pilot, the co-pilot, her
The
co-pilot.
co-pilot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So far, Richard is your co-pilot, but you may establish a buddy PC. Good to know. Did you challenge or stand up to your rival?
I don't know who her rival is yet.
Not yet. Not established yet. That's fine. You don't have to have all the experience in these either. It's perfectly fine to just make a couple, and then, you know, the cool thing about Free League experience is it always fluctuates, but you have clear goals in sight. Did you make a panic roll?
Not last week, no.
Not last week. Okay. Did you overcome a dangerous event using violent or non-violent means?
I didn't crash the ship.
Yeah, but it was a very dangerous event because it could have crashed. There was that moment where things had started to look bad.
It would have been unpleasant.
Did you make a significant discovery or revelation?
Well, I know where to get into the air vent. I don't know if that's significant.
I would say so. Not only that, but you know that there is somebody who feels they need to hide.
It's true.
You know, you know that there's something going on with this person. You know, it's opening up a deeper mystery. Did you perform an extraordinary action of some kind?
I don't know. I don't know what would qualify for that at this point. I don't think so.
That's fair. I don't think so yet. Did you earn any money?
Did I? I have no idea.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Most of you have careers that do get paid on like the corporate salary, so you didn't earn any. You didn't earn any money, but you know you have a paycheck coming. So it would be like any extra money. If you got bribes or rewards or find something, that would be what that would count as.
Makes sense. So I have 4.
Alrighty. Got 4 experience. All right. We'll jump right on down to Gerald. Hey, Gerald, did you participate in the game?
I did. I was here.
You did. You were here. Did you risk or sacrifice something to further your personal agenda?
I risked looking stupid to do the bartending.
That's fair. I'll allow it. You risked yourself socially for sure. Sometimes that isn't what's most important, depending on what kind of character you're playing. I like it. Did you risk your life for your buddy?
Then yes, I ate the poison fish.
You ate poison fish. That's fair.
Yeah. Which would make Juniper my buddy.
Mm-hmm. You guys do have a very good relationship that was established. I feel that's good. Did you challenge or stand up to your rival?
I don't think I have a rival quite yet.
Getting there. All right. Did you make a panic roll?
No.
No.
Everything was fine.
All right. Did you overcome a dangerous event using violent or non-violent means?
I survived the poison fish with luck. But no, not really.
No.
Nothing dangerous happened.
All right. Okay. Did you make a significant discovery or revelation?
The serial killer conversation I had with Juniper was pretty interesting. Because now
That's fair.
there's that. I'm not quite sure what to make of my buddy.
Yeah, we survived with the power of friendship. That's true. Did you perform any extraordinary action? Did you perform an extraordinary action of some kind?
No.
And did you earn any money? I'm going to say yes for that one.
Yeah, probably earned some tips.
Yeah, exactly. That was exactly what I was thinking. I was going to say at the end of the night, Giselle probably gave you some tip earning.
Wait, I get
That was her name.
experience for getting tips? That's weird.
For getting money, yeah.
Yeah, that's okay.
You earned
Capitalism,
it.
yo.
Capitalism. Hey, Wayland Yutani is space capitalism to a C, I guess. That's the end of that. All right, over to Juniper. Hey, Juniper, did you participate in the session?
Yeah, I believe so.
I do vaguely recall you being there. You definitely weren't a driving force in the story.
Yeah, it's very passive.
Yeah. Did you risk or sacrifice something to further your agenda?
No, I think when it happens, everyone will know.
Oh no, that's not ominous at all. I'm certainly scared, but I don't know about the rest of you. Did you risk your life for your buddy?
No.
No. Did you challenge or stand up to your rival?
I have no rivals.
No rivals yet. Did you make a panic roll?
I did.
Yeah, you did. Did you overcome a dangerous event using violent or non-violent means?
No.
And did you make a significant discovery or revelation?
No.
No? Okay. I was thinking back if there was anything you did pick up. I think you're right for now.
Nothing significant.
Yeah. Nothing your psyche evals didn't already show you.
Mm-hmm.
Did you perform an extraordinary action of some kind?
No, it was a normal day.
I normally dissect poisonous fish and feed it to people.
Exactly.
Did you earn any money?
No, nothing beyond my salary. Tipping
Alrighty.
a psychologist would be kind of weird.
Yeah, that feels just a tad unprofessional.
Yeah.
So, to increase a skill level by 1 step costs 5 experience. To learn a new skill at level 1 also costs 5. Talents cost 5. So basically, once you hit 5 experience, you guys can start making those purchases just so. Oh, wow. There's a 2-way tie on the Pet Pal poll. Interesting. Lightning round. Put the 2 up. Let's see who wins. It's between Juniper and Gerald. Split the pet in half. It's a hissing Shar-Pei.
Yeah, I'm for that.
Hold on. Don't put up a new poll. I'm gonna make this happen. It's fine. Don't even worry about it. Science will prevail. All right. So last time we had our first introduction to the characters. Sarah had brought down a colony ship to deliver the newest batch of colonists to Paradisio, giving her the first view of where she would be staying for the next 10 years. They had a chance to meet Gerald, who was serving as the welcoming committee and giving tours to the new arrivals. They had a brief conversation before Juniper's synth model arrived to talk with them and invite the two to lunch, where there was a brief, pleasantly unnerving conversation and the sharing of poisonous sushi that was expertly delivered in a way that it would not cause them harm. And there was talk of more people within the colony who may be of interest for them. You had the chance to go down to the bar, and you met Giselle, who was the owner and a well-traveled woman. Sarah also met security officer Isa, who was, along with another security officer, had been in pursuit of what they described as a thief who was stealing from the colony's food supply, discovering that this individual by the name of Jack had been slipping in and out of the vents to evade capture. From there, the colony manager, Margaret Atwell, who was also Gerald's wife, arrived. There was some hot chocolate and discussions with her to Juniper and with Gerald, as well as Sarah having a chance to do some looking around to take assessment of what vehicles she would need to familiarize himself with in the coming future. Beyond that, they were assigned their newest task to head out into the jungle to go assist the science team in their building not too far away. That is the brief and speedy sum up of what happened last time. And so, as we bring the camera in on a relatively new day here in Paradisio, you all hear the pleasant sounds of soft orchestral music playing in through the company issued speakers that are installed in each and every habitation unit for the colonists. It's a surprisingly pleasant wake up alarm, but one that you don't actually have any control of turning off. And it's set to a volume that you really can't ignore it when the sunrise time is set to be that point where it starts. And so promptly around 6 a.m. planet time, because it's 28-hour days here on this planet, you guys are awoken. And I'm going to just turn it over to each of you. Just how did you sleep? Are you hungover? And what does your morning routine look like? This is just for the three of you until we have a chance to introduce Rosalinda. Any of you can jump in.
Juniper rises from his bed. He sleeps naked, so he takes the sheets off and stands up, moving the body towards the shower. He slips in and watches people go by through a vid screen in the shower. He takes his time. He doesn't really wash. He just stares at the screen under the water for about an hour until he turns it off. Moves over to his desk, sits there for an hour, staring at his screen, then gets up and gets dressed. The same uniform each and every day. And that's it. A nice, lovely morning.
Is your synth unit out and about?
Oh yeah, this is all the synth unit.
Oh, okay. This isn't you getting cleaned up.
Mm-hmm. No,
Gotcha.
You won't see me ever. I won't let you. Don't look at me.
Yeah, no one will ever see. Oh no, have they been John Cena this whole time? All right. What about Sarah or Gerald?
Right, I'll go first. I will wake up in the twin beds that me and my wife have. My wife will already be up because she's a go-getter, and that's what they do. So she's like just heading out the door as I wake up. So a brief, have a good day at work, and then it's me. And I'll do some like very quick exercises just as I leave the bed, you know, some lunges and stuff. Get some breakfast, which is fancy, and I'll just eat what my wife didn't eat because we'll have like the same spread. And then I get dressed, which takes me a little longer than the average person as I coordinate my outfit. You know, add a scarf somewhere or something, and then remember I'm in the jungle, so it can. Remembering that I have a thing to do, I prepped a box of stuff to take with me to the excursion. That's just things I've collected privately to make sure everyone is comfortable. Like their hats with the nets, so the bugs don't get on your face. That's what I've got. As well as some like immediate like, oh, I got bitten ointments, and that's it. Then I leave to go start the day.
All right. And Sarah, how about you?
So when the music starts up at sunrise, Sarah rolls over in her bed, pulling a pillow over her head, and more out of sheer will than anything, stays in bed for another 20 or 30 minutes. Then eventually slowly swings her way out of bed. She is not a morning person, so she does not have a lot of morning routine. Checks announcements or news if there's some place for her to check that, if they're fed into the rooms or whatever. She'll do a quick workout, push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups. Got to stay in shape in case she has to wrestle with the ship for any reason, and get a shower. She knows she's going out in the jungle, so just one of her just plain flight suits that she wears, kind of standard issue, and then she'll head out to the mess hall, get some breakfast.
Yeah.
Slowly and begrudgingly.
Very reluctantly. To the question of like an information feed, each of you has access to this as well as you're going through your morning routines. Your screens, of course, are varying sizes. A corporal exec's husband probably has access to the same TV she does, which is a rather large, luxurious screen. Juniper's own monitors are customly imported and sized to their needs, whereas Sarah, being a new arrival, and given the accommodations fitting their work status, has a small little TV screen that's big enough, but it's not anything huge. It would be a cheap standard issue TV that's built into the wall and doesn't have like a remote or anything. You have to hand knob to turn it on, and of course it's set to the Wayland-Yutani News Network, because all news is corporate news, and there's details of various things happening throughout the system. Nothing that particularly is interesting to what's going on, but there is just a little news ribbon that runs under it that is part of the local network, and it lists things like the weather and any announcements that might be inputted into the main comm station. And so it's like, happy birthday, Johnny, turned 7 today, colony baby, hooray, type of thing. But you see that it's expected to be a high chance of rain today, and it's actually going to be a little bit cooler than normal, but cool in a tropical jungle is still above 75, but it's not quite getting into that sweltering temperature. But coupled with humidity, it's still going to be a very warm day, but now it's going to be a very warm and wet day.
I'll bring some rain gear for myself, so that doesn't. When it eventually starts raining, I'll be okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have previously picked that out at some point.
Yeah, you all have issued rain gear, and so being able to pack that and get it ready, it's not long before everybody has gathered in the hangar where Sarah and Richard would be doing the pre-flight checks for the VTOL, because that's going to be the fastest way for all of you to get to the science lab is to just fly there. Tropical rains don't tend to have a very high wind factor unless you're closer to the coast where you run the risk of hurricanes. But this is pretty far inland and situated near a river, so you're not that worried about it here. So once the checks are all ready and everybody's gathered, the other 6 volunteers from the list that had been put out show up. And you do end up seeing that Joseph Bosco is leading the group, and he has 3 others with him that weren't on the list you had sent out for recruits. They weren't on the list of names, but it brings the total up to the 10 that were requested.
Well, that's good. Like, I would have made sure that there were 10, but this works too.
Mm-hmm.
I make sure that these people aren't supposed to be somewhere else. You know, I'll like quickly glance over who they are on their in the files.
Yeah. When you check the files, because you see that the registry had updated, it shows that these people are oh boy, I love making names on the fly. Their names are Matthew Shaw, Jennifer something something. It's going to be Matthew Ackert.
It's Jennifer Packard.
It's Packard. Okay. It's going to be Matthew, Jennifer, Samuel, and the last one will be Carl with a K. And last names will be, there as well. But these are going to be on a first name basis because only you really know, Gerald, you're the only one who really knows all of the details about them. And you pull up their files, and they are basically menial laborers, the farmers and the custodians and people who do a lot of the just manual labor around the colony. You also know that they all have the same affiliation with this religious movement that has been going around within the colony lately. And there is, the psych evaluation note from Juniper about the concern of a growing organized religion within the colony. And so when you kind of go over again, what happened to the 3 volunteers that were supposed to be here, all 3 are listed as being in the infirmary under having developed a stomach bug.
It's not good. But no, I'm glad these people are stepping up. So I'm once again being like, the religious problems, like, look, they're fine people. They're anxious to get to work. It's fine.
What did I say the first name was? I'm writing it down. Carl, Jenny, Samuel. Now it's David. Carl, Jenny, Samuel, David. It's fine. We'll do it live. And so Joseph walks with these others, and they kind of look around and they find a spot on the VTOL to sit. They kind of stay together as they're moving, and then the remaining volunteers also kind of filter in. They're also more manual laborers, but their files are pretty clean records. Nothing about them sticks out. They keep their heads down. They're working their 10 years to get going. Do any of you exchange any words with each other or to these folks as they start settling in?
I'll do a quick anxiety eval. Basically take out a little VR goggles and place it on each person's head, flashing numerous symbols, one of which is a cockroach or a centipede crawling in someone's ear, just to see what the initial reaction to such a thing, since this might be an eventuality as we explore unknown lands and territories.
It's oddly specific, and I'm going to note that down for later. Go ahead and give me a medical aid roll.
Excellent. Okay. Ooh, one success.
One success. As you're going through the roster, you start with Gerald. You check Sarah and Richard. Their signs are all green across the board. You check each of the 6 original sign-ons. They're not coming up very. They're in various stages of in the green. There's always just a strange spike in concern at the talk of a dangerous insectoid going into their ear canal. And then as you get to Joseph and his 4, their stress levels seem unusually low, and they don't seem to react to they don't seem to react in the same way that the others do. They're one is just like, why would I even let it get that far? I would just eat it. And the others give kind of varying degrees of I wouldn't even get that close. We would consume it and not let it into our bodies. It is unclean.
I agree with
you.
you.
Just said you would consume it.
They say, do not contradict the Holy Script.
No, they are right.
To enter us in such an inappropriate way is the uncleanliness of it. To consume is holy. And if it consumes us, then we are the ones that are condemned.
I agree. I think there's no fallacy in that logic. I look forward to learn more about you. I think we're ready to leave. Everyone is safe.
Okay. Then I will walk up the...
That's good. Are we all ready to go, Sarah?
I think so. I'll walk up through checking everybody's harnesses, making sure everyone's strapped in. I'll get up to the front, turn back around. Okay, everyone stay strapped in, and any body parts that you're fond of, please keep them inside the vehicle. Should be a pretty smooth ride. And I'll get into the cockpit and start powering up the engines.
Yeah. And Richard has been working on the pre-flight stuff. So getting the engine started doesn't take much. And, the two of you, set your flight helmets on. He lowers the little sunglass visors as the hangar door opens, and you're greeted to a partially cloudy day that immediately kind of fogs up the windows as the humidity from outside clashes with the air conditioning of this VTOL. And it's not long before it starts to lift up off of the ground, and you take it out towards the jungle. Just give me a piloting to see how well this flight goes.
You know how Roll20 is going to treat me.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
and,
looking forward
here we
to
go.
it. You're the one that brings all the excitement. Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Yes.
It
All
was
right.
Like
Would you like to push
8
it?
dice there.
Would you like to be our first push of the night?
I mean, yeah. Because I'm not going to crash and kill everyone here.
listen, you might crash and kill everyone. Doesn't mean that it will happen.
There we go. It's a little stressful.
Cool.
But...
It's a little stressful. It's not the end of the world. All right. So the flight is only a little bumpy. This model of VTOL may be one you're not used to, and so you have that momentary lurch as it starts to take off. But before long, you're able to get it to an appropriate altitude and cruising speed, and you follow the navigation system's map that will take you deep into the jungle. As you're flying, the important thing to note is that if you were going on foot or even by one of the trucks, this would take, by truck, it would probably take about 2 or 3 hours. On foot, it would probably be most of the day. And the scientists wanted to be very far from curious eyes or people who might disrupt their work. And also, Weyland-Yutani, of course, has proper containment protocols in place for any of their research and experiments, and namely that is keep it as safely far away from the colony as possible, close enough that they could help if something catastrophic happened, but not so close that if something catastrophic happened, they would put them in danger, immediate danger, that is.
So we're going to the science labs first, and then we're driving into the woods, or walking into the woods. Yeah.
No. You were, yeah. The request was to come help the science lab.
Okay.
Oh no. I understand what you're asking. They may ask you to go into the woods later, but you have to go to the science lab first to get the scientists. And so they do, yeah. Well, they have a vehicle there that will get you guys into the woods to do their task. But you have to get there first. And
yeah,
so,
looking out over this as we're flying, I'll say to Richard, you know, nothing here flies right, but I'm sure glad that we're not down there right now.
and as you say, nothing here flies. There's just the, like, a dramatically appropriate thump of something impacting with the window and just splattering with a gross green smudge. And then he's like, let me get that for you. And he hits the button, and the little windshield wipers come on, and it just kind of further smears this crushed insect that looks to be...
What even was that?
It looked to be a bug, and he kind of makes a gesture of, like, the size of a football. And he's like, frankly, I'm surprised you didn't crack the windshield.
Oh, let's be thankful for that, I guess.
Yep. And there is still just like a little twitching leg on the side of the windshield before the speed just kind of pushes it off. The flight probably takes about 30 minutes, and before long, you start seeing in the trees another building poking out and leading to a clearing. It looks like they had built up a perimeter fence and cleared out the jungle around the building, leaving just a short walkway and space for the VTOL to be able to land. And I don't need to roll from you to land it because we already know that you piloted this without any real incident. And so the VTOL touches down, and you're able to set the engines on, off, and the all clear signal goes up for everyone to get out.
That was a smooth ride.
It's adequate.
Well, let's go, everyone. Out of the plane.
The others kind of get up, start collecting their bags, and they look around at the area and notice that Joseph's eyes are kind of lingering on Gerald again. And he just says, "You heard him. Let's move." And the other four kind of all nod and fall in line behind him as he walks out. The other colonists all kind of nod and filter as well.
Look how organized you are. Very, very good. Good job there, Joe.
He just kind of grunts. And as you all step out, the humidity hits you again. It's not nearly as oppressive out here as it would be with the extra heat given off by all of the buildings, exhausting all of the power and fumes of just having so many bodies compacted into a tight space. Out here in the open air, there's a nice breeze that kind of offsets some of that temperature. But it's just a short walk into the building, and Gerald's ID card has enough clearance to be able to open it up, and there's a short walk through a security checkpoint where two more of the security officers have situated themselves behind like a protective glass that has like a little speaker and stuff, and they say, "Are you the volunteers from the colony?"
Indeed we are. Is everything all right here? Everyone having a good time?
Yes, sir. Everything's just fine. If you have any weapons, please submit them here into the security checkpoint, and you'll have them on the way out. Just a formality, we have to go over it, and you'll go through decontamination, and then we have one of the scientists waiting for you on the other end.
See, that sounds lovely. I don't have any weapons, so this will be easy and quick.
Check in my surface pistol.
Juniper, you're here, right? We're gonna have you go through the synth sanitation, okay? You know the way, right?
Yes, I do. Sounds good.
I think that's Dr. Juniper to you there, sir. Hmm?
It is.
My apologies, Dr.
Gerald.
Juniper.
No worries.
Gerald, I thank you. That means a lot to me.
Well,
You would speak
did
up on
work
my
hard
behalf.
for that title. So
It did. Any case, individual on the other side of this voice box. What's your name again?
My name is
Cruz.
Oh man. No, I have a list of names, and I was looking at one, and I was like, what was I thinking when I picked that? Countermanch. Salvador Countermance.
Noted. Thank you. We'll head towards the sanitation.
Yeah. He kind of looks at his associate like, did I just get in trouble? And they buzz the door to open, the two doors to open, one for the synth sanitation and the other for civilian sanitation. The service pistol is checked in. They give you like a little serial ticket to reclaim it, even though only you and Charles have checked in weapons, but they're like, sorry ma'am, Weyland-Yutani protocol. And so you have this ticket to claim your gun on the way out, and they tuck it away into a locker that's sealed up behind them. Stepping into sanitation, this isn't the kind where you guys need to strip down and get sprayed by high pressure water or anything, but you step through and you're told to hold still as these UV lights hit you in a series of flashes that hold flash, hold for 20 seconds, cut off. They'll tell you to turn, face another direction, hit you again, and each time it hits you, you feel just kind of like a tingling sensation on your skin, and then it tells you to turn again. And after the third time, they're like, okay, you're clear. And then you step, and there's another room where you're just blasted with heavy fans and the scent of like rich pine, and then the doors open. Juniper steps into theirs, and much like the first set of lights, this one is a much higher concentration of sanitation lights and chemicals, but it also does just like a quick security scan to make sure that all of the synthetics systems and faculties are in place, because these Weyland-Yutani models are always known for going a little homicidal, so they have to regularly check and make sure that there's nothing wrong with this one. And they're given the all clear. And before long, you all step out into a hallway where a scientist is waiting for you. And this scientist is Rosalinda. Rosalinda, how do you look? Tell us a little bit about your character and what your forte here in the lab is.
Rosalinda is, you see, kind of disheveled, kind of, but not like she's been through a lot. She's probably been working. She's got her lab coat on. Her hair is messy. Her makeup is messy. She's probably got a piece of plant in her hand. And she is the botanist who works with her. I don't know what else to say.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, so you specialize here as the botanist. You work alongside 3 other scientists. You're on a first name basis with them, but each of you has your own sectioned off laboratory, and you really don't interact with each other too much. You might have a chance to go see one of them to help with an experiment, or one might come in and help you. But you know that the other scientists are named Holzman. There's another one named Vanderstoep and Svensson. And so Holzman is a geneticist, Vanderstoep is a biologist, and Svensson, nobody really knows what Svensson does. They have the highest security clearance here in the lab, and nobody is allowed into their lab to see what they do, and they tend to disappear for days at a time.
Well, it's very awkward around new people. I'm used to my plants. They don't talk back to me, usually.
How are you?
Throw Juniper a look at the plants don't talk back to me usually.
That's well within reason. How are you today, Rosalinda?
Yeah, hello. Here
Hi.
we all are.
Hey, hi.
I'll make introductions, you know. As you know, I'm Gerald, that's Dr. Juniper, this is Sarah, and blah, blah,
Hey
blah.
there.
I'll go through everyone.
all of the various colonists just kind of give varying degrees of enthusiasm to their greetings.
How's everyone doing today?
Fine, I have to, my plants are needing me.
I understand.
Well, we're here to help you in whatever way you need, so just take charge, I should say. Pretend we're not here, and just you know.
I wouldn't
Tell us
go
what to
that
do.
far, Gerald. Don't coddle her. She needs to learn either through chastisement of certain behaviors or through the madness of loneliness that her plants can't fulfill her in the same ways that human contact can.
It is important to make friends.
It is,
This is my
Rosalinda. So,
this is my friend.
I suggest. I like it. It's quirky,
My friend.
but it won't do at all. I assure you, if your situation continues, we will have to burn your plants. Each and every one of them.
Oh my
Do you
gosh,
want that
no,
to happen?
No, I just burn samples occasionally, but they're okay to give them to me. Except for that one.
I'm
over
scared
there.
for you.
I just make sure you have a friend by the end of tomorrow night,
This is my friend.
or else
A human
don't
friend.
disappoint me, Rosalinda. Please don't disappoint me. I don't like being disappointed.
Do you need a plan? I think I can see if one of them has a baby for you.
No. No, my
I'll
dad
get
once
you a-
gave me a plant. I didn't like it. I didn't like it one bit.
I'll get you one that
It's
you don't
very
have to
normal
water.
for children to not like their vegetables.
It is. Well,
But
I have
understand
given
we'll
my
be heading
warning.
into the jungle, so
Yeah,
We should be
to
off.
kind of right in time for that question, there's a beep on like Rosalinda's personal communicator, and it comes in on the speaker. And it says, "Rosalinda, have our guests arrived? I was expecting them within my lab 15 minutes ago. Where are they?
They're right.
Are you
They're right here.
are you distracting them with your plants again?"
They wanted to be introduced.
Did they? You haven't
Yes.
produced any recordings of their speech patterns yet. I specifically requested those a fortnight ago.
I'm working on it right now.
Good.
Oh,
Bring our guests
they're
first,
static.
and then
They're static. And it clicks off. She hangs up on her.
yeah.
Yeah,
that
Juniper
was
is
supposed to be
going
the
to go. Yeah, we're heading there. Juniper, while he's kind of walking past her, will definitely put in his notes and submit a request to have Rosalinda's plants burned and destroyed. If
Request for
unless
plant termination. Got it.
yes, unless he gives the word that her attitude has changed concerning humanity.
Good to know. All right. You have a goal before the end of the day. I hope you succeed. And so, Rosalinda, you know the way to Dr. Vanderstoop's office. She is the
sorry, it's a Dutch
biologist.
last
She's-
name, so I'm excited.
Yes. She is an older woman with blonde hair and fair skin that kind of has started to take on a tan from being in such a tropical region, but not being one to get outside very often. It's still kind of treading that line. But you see that her lab is a bit of a mess, mostly because a lot of her documentation is very scattered, and she has various what is the word for the thing that you put the samples in and it spins? Is it a centrifuge?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. She has like two very large centrifuge machines that are currently like whirring and mixing up samples, and there are also a couple of cages in the back that have an assortment of planetary wildlife within them, and the one that the camera is going to focus on is it says La Cuja Rocha, and it's making this awful hissing sound mixed with a and you just hear, "Quiet, you! Stop making so much noise. We have guests." And it just kind of, you hear like this rattling going on.
Well,
What is it?
it certainly looks like you've been working hard. I'll point to the mess.
Oh, yeah, yes. I'm brought quite a few samples throughout the laboratory. The last group was very successful in retrieving important data for me to study here on the planet. I'm very glad that my request was approved once again. The casualty rate was surprisingly higher than what I had anticipated initially, but don't worry, I've worked out the factors of what might have caused it last time, and the chances of your survivability are significantly higher.
I should hope so.
I would also hope so. I would not want to explain to Miss Atwell what happened to you, Gerald.
Yes, I'm not, outfitted for danger. Although I do have these hats, and I'll show the hat with the net.
And she kind of approaches and she looks at the hat with a mix of awe and curiosity, just kind of turning it over, and she says, "Oh yes, nets. That would have been very good for the last group to have. The creatures we're planning to study, they have a very dangerous proboscis that if it stings you, you contract a very deadly neurotoxin. It's quite painful and quite long in its duration. You'll be suffering for several hours, days even, before the swelling clogs the airflow that will reach your brain, and you'll choke on your own swollen tongue as it turns a bluish green before it completely necroses and falls out. It's awful. But you have nets now, so it's fine. They won't be able to reach your delicate skin.
I have enough for everyone, so gather around, everyone. One for you, and one for you. Might not fit you, but...
Excellent.
And I'll
Thank you, Gerald. You've prepared this all well.
I put some thought into this. I figured if I was going to get a net hat for myself, I should also get one for all of you, because, we're all important here. Together, community, yay.
The probability of survival is increased by 7% because of these nets. You should be proud.
Oh, and what is
your
it
name again?
Total?
It's total? And she kind of thinks for a moment, looking over the calculations. She kind of takes a moment to count each head and do some quick math in her head. You're at approximately 84.3% now.
What's your name again,
lower than I
Doctor?
was hoping.
Vanderstoop.
Okay. I hate you. Just want you to know that.
Well, I'm not
doesn't
partial
actually
to...
hate you. This is just a psychological test.
Oh, well, that's fine.
I suppose I've just ruined. I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine.
I am a bit relieved to hear that, though.
It wasn't
humans
a
often...
test. I really do hate you, Doctor. I find you disgusting to speak to.
I am receiving mixed signals, and mixed signals tend to cause unwanted variables in any experiment, whether placebo or not. I will take
the best thing that came out of your mother was a placenta. And that went into the garbage.
I say that's quite.
Wow, I am just going to take a moment to digest all of that. Yes, Doctor.
I look up who her mother is. Like, what the hell is her life? That was the best thing she ever did.
Wow. Yeah. To Rosalinda's question, she looks up and she says, Rosalinda, I can honestly say that while I consider you a very invaluable work colleague, we have not engaged in any kind of recreational activity. So friendship is, it, 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 it's not you, it's me. Is that an acceptable answer?
Yes, I have been instructed to find a friend, so that's what I'm trying to do.
Oh, I see. You have several capable and attractive colonists here that have volunteered for the experiments. I mean, for the expedition.
All right, I'll pick one. Which one of you are my friend? My friends.
Hold on. I'm gonna make a quick roll here because I just thought of how to answer this question perfectly. There's a moment when Rosalinda asks, "Who's my friend?" and I'm gonna take away just a brief moment of player agency, but there's a moment where everybody takes a step back, and Gerald is the only one who hadn't moved.
I'm too busy looking up who this person's mother is.
Yep, because he was so engrossed in finding out who Vanderstoop's lineage was, he doesn't notice that everybody else took a step back. And so, Rosalinda, you see that Gerald had volunteered to become your new best friend.
What?
I have a friend. See, I have a friend
That's
now.
nice.
So my plants aren't going to get burned.
Oh, you were certainly quick about that. That's very good. Hmm? And then I'll get back to it.
Yeah. It's kind of surprising when you look up who her parental lineage is. Vanderstoop comes from a long line of scientists that work for Weyland-Yutani. Juniper's assessment, while very mean, may not be so off base because the Vanderstoops have a long line of doing very niche and eccentric experiments, and it seems like scientist Vanderstoop had been sent here because their last experiment to crossbreed hissing cockroaches with canines had been a colossal failure and a huge loss of money to Weyland-Yutani. So if you wanted to put like a monetary value of how useful she is currently working off a significant debt to the company.
She or the mother?
She is, because he said the most useful thing that, and insinuating that she's not useful. The mother may have had more success.
Her mother's achievement was making a placenta. I want to know who her mother is so I can see what other things she's done.
The mother
this is an insult to the mother, right? To me,
I kind of perceive it as saying that, you are not worth more than the placenta because the placenta is the most valuable thing.
Nothing else the mother has ever done in her entire life is as valuable as making a placenta, and that just seems sad. So that's why I'm looking up who the mother is, so I can.
I take that as the insult towards the person, though, because you're beneath the placenta. But to answer that question, her own experiments kind of go along the lines of doing other gene splicing, and her mother is not a biologist but a geneticist. She has crossbred a number of species for colony life. Nothing that would amount to any sort of fame or accolades, but she is responsible for basically making a breed of cows that are much more adaptive to high G planets. So they're these like stub-leg woolly cows that make a lot of beef, and they produce this milk that you note has a taste of root beer to it.
I'll pull up a picture of that. I just looked up what else her mother has made, and it's this cow thing. Interesting.
Oh, that's Rudy, the root beer cow. Yeah. That's a real accomplishment. Not placenta at all.
Yeah. Well, I
This is all fascinating.
Sidetracked. Yes. We should
Yeah, I think
probably
we have
get
a job
to work.
do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, now that I've been thoroughly realigned from being so knocked off center, what I need you all to do is go and collect a few more samples for me. In particular, I'm interested in some of the insectoid wildlife. We don't have a proper entomologist. Etymologist? The one that studies insects. Unfortunately, Rosalinda is a botanist, but botanists are good at least finding the plants that insects tend to congregate around. So she's going to be incredibly useful for you out in the jungle. You should take her along, and she basically transfers over to your data pads a list of samples that she would like you to collect, or at least try to find. And it is 3 animals in particular, one of which being a very large flying insect, the one that she described having the deadly neurotoxin that if it stings you. There is also a picture of a delightfully cute looking ape-like creature that has 3 tails, 6 arms with like little suction cuppy hands and big lemur eyes. He says that one is particularly cute, but don't let it get too close to you. It does bite, but it's not dangerous. The main problem we've had with those is that they're damn dirty thieves. They like to pickpocket and take things from you. And if you happen to lose your keys or your gun, it could figure out how to work a firearm. It could become very dangerous. And the last, yeah, and the last one is just this. She says, this one we're particularly proud of. We had released it into the wild a few years back along with its mate to see if it would start propagating. And it turns out that it has. And it's a picture of just a regular sloth. And she says, we suspect they established a colony not too far from here and are starting to build a family. So we want you to go ahead and capture one of the babies and bring it back for study.
Adorable.
But yeah. And so we're gonna bring it back, and we're gonna check everything, and we'll tag it, release, and do all that fun stuff. Back to the colony.
All right. Well, let's get going then. Rosalinda, I'm sorry I didn't bring a hat for you. I didn't know you would be joining us, so I'm terribly sorry about that.
I'll see if I can find one in the lab.
I'm willing to accept the risk in order to study. But if you happen to find one, that would be great. Mm-hmm. You do valuable work here, Rosalinda. We don't want you to die.
Yes, we're all very important members of one big, happy Weyland-Yutani family. So.
Of course. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you saw that video too?
Oh, yes.
I feel like Gerald probably starred in that video, or at least the one that's specifically catered to Paradisio. Oh, hello there.
Oh, wait,
I might have done.
You're a valuable member of the new colony.
I think I designed the set. That might be something I could do.
Mm-hmm. No, I love it.
So is there a vehicle we're supposed to use, or?
Oh, yes, of course. You don't want to be walking out there. That would give the creatures time to adapt and learn how to get around your fancy nets. Um, we have a.
Also, it might rain.
It also might rain. Yeah. Did oh, did you bring ponchos?
I have an outfit for myself, but I didn't bring enough for everyone. That would be a little too much baggage for one little man like me.
Did everyone bring their regulation Wayland Yutani science ponchos?
Yeah, I feel like I have a flight kit that probably has a poncho in it.
The good thing about Rosalinda being in her lab is that all of her stuff is there. If you can grab it.
You can go back and get it, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back and get my stuff.
You know, there are a couple grumbles from within the crowd of the faceless peons who are also here with you. It looks like most of them did not come prepared, but you see that Joseph and his four all kind of start putting on these like white heavy cloaks that are not the Wayland Yutani regulation ponchos, but they say we'll make do.
Oh, you've brought clothes. That's a good job. Very good showing initiative. Look, I'm putting a gold star next to your names right now for showing initiative. And what for you?
And one of them's like, "Oh, gold star," and Joseph just kind of elbows him hard in the stomach, and he's just like, "Ugh."
We don't believe in gold stars, dude. Come on.
He was so excited for it too. But yeah, you all take the time to gather up your stuff and take assessment of your gear. But at the question of a vehicle, she clarifies, yes, we do have a pickup truck large enough to fit all of you and the samples in. And then there's just another little rattling from that cage, and she says, all right, fine. Hey, you guys want to do me just the biggest favor?
Of course.
Certainly.
I will let you take this. And she walks over and she pulls down this cage and she slides it over to Gerald and says, I will let you take this off my hands. They are capable of tracking many of the species. They have an incredible olfactory perception to be able to find and locate the subjects that we are wanting you to acquire. I call it a howler Sharpei. It's not the most creative name yet, but when I get the etymologist to come to the colony, I can have them tell me what it means in Latin.
I'm slightly concerned with the fact that it's in a cage. Is it
well,
dangerous?
most things are kept in cages in a laboratory. I mean, technically, we're all in a cage of society.
So you wouldn't mind if I were to just open this real quick, and I'll open.
Not
the thing
here.
Right
Are you crazy? It would kill us all. I mean, don't do it here until it has a chance to get acclimated to your scent.
Can I make like an insight check or something? See if it's actually
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Observation. Here we go.
Give me that observation.
And...
Also, woo Val with 40 months of of being subscribed.
Oh,
That's
wow.
awesome.
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
Observation. You get the sense that it's an irrational fear that this creature is dangerous. There's no real basis for it. It sounds like it's miserable and wants to be let out of the cage, but it's not growling or giving any indication that it's hostile. When you kneel down to get a better look at it, you do see that it is this it's about the size of a chihuahua, having been crossbred with a screeching cockroach and a Sharpei significantly reduces or increases the size of the creature given what it's spliced with. In this case, it shrunk down because it's the cockroach. But it is this wrinkled mess of a canine with these antennas on top of its head and these little like pincers in front of its wrinkly jowls. And then it has the fold-in cockroach wings over top, where its back wrinkles would be. But otherwise, it has 6 little canine legs ending in soft paws that are also incredibly wrinkled.
That's a lot of toe beans.
Mm-hmm. That's part of the fun.
Is it?
All right.
It is.
Richard, could you carry the cage until we're out there?
Geez, you want me to hold that thing? Yeah, sure, boss. I got you.
Look at its little face.
I'm getting hazard pay for this, right? She said it was dangerous.
To hold a doggy? No, certainly not. Don't be silly.
Okay, well, you're gonna have to feed it and take it for walks. And he just kind of lifts, and it's not very heavy aside from the fact that it's in a metal cage. But he says, "All right, the thing's kind of growing on me. It is kind of cute. What are you gonna name it, boss?"
Perhaps you should name it.
No, this ain't my genetic monstrosity, and I mean cute doggy. It's yours.
No, it might attract other people to you. To take care of that other thing we talked about last night.
I don't call dibs. Nope, not mine. This is yours, Jerry. You got to explain to the wife why you came back with a pet.
I agree.
Be unhappy with that. I remember the last time I brought home an animal. It was not good. No. So much work for the servants, you understand?
Wow, servants. I don't think you're supposed to use that word anymore.
Yeah, we don't have those here.
Choice.
All right. Well, what about you, Sarah? You wanna take this cute wrinkled mess of an abomination? You two are the winners of the pet pal, so one of you has to take it.
I'll take it. I love it.
Oh, sorry. You know what? It is Juniper and Gerald. Sorry,
Yes.
Sarah. Sarah
Thing
can
can't
duck
go in the
out of
cockpit.
this. Nope. Can't go in the cockroach pit.
No, I got it. I'll take it. It's beautiful.
Vanderstoop actually kind of perks up at that and says, "I think there's no one better than good Dr. Juniper here to take this thing off my hands."
Is this the person I hate? This is the person I hate.
She made this, and so you wanted to
shut
take
the
it.
fuck up.
She's like, "Please take it. Please, dear God, take this thing and let it be your misery."
No. It will be. I'll enjoy it.
Oh, and if I find out anything happened to it, Gerald's not going to be very happy with you.
It's a big responsibility to have your own dog.
Doctor, don't threaten me.
Oh, I'm not threatening you. I'm just saying that Weyland-Yutani keeps an eye on its assets.
Oh, is this one of the assets then, and not some?
Yep. They paid big money for this.
Really? What was it supposed to do?
Oh, it's supposed to be able to survive in all of the harshest conditions, just like a cockroach. We're working our way up to human experimentation, but we're not there yet.
Exciting.
Soon, I hope.
Very soon.
Nothing survives better than the cockroach.
You'd know better than the rest of us. And she sips her coffee and starts to walk away.
Well, I'm gonna get the truck started.
Can you drive the truck?
Of course I can.
I mean, I only know you as being a pilot. There's not a lot of cars in space, so
Yeah, if I can If I can fly the VTOL, I can drive a truck. That's a piece of cake.
Right. Well,
I mean, there's only a wheel and some pedals
yes,
in
but
the truck. I mean,
there's
it's
parallel parking. You know, it's not none of that in space.
in the jungle. We're gonna parallel park the pickup truck in the jungle.
I don't know. There's scientists all over the place, doing all sorts of important Wayland-Yutani work.
And I'm gonna walk away.
The other colonists all kind of are just like, I don't want to be part of this, and they start making their way over too.
Oh. Yeah, we'll start heading out. Easy.
Anybody else
So
lingering for any
a lot.
reason? Sorry?
Get out a lot. No, I said Rosalinda was saying she doesn't get out a lot.
Mm-hmm.
She's just
I think this
talking
will
to
be good
everybody.
for you, Rosalinda.
Do you do this all the time?
May I call you... No. May I call you Rose?
Sure. My last
Excellent.
name is Thorn, though, so it's kind of weird. It's totally a real
Okay.
name. It's not a made-up name. I didn't make it up.
No. Why would you make it up?
Exactly. Why would I make up a fake name?
Oh, hypothetically, let's say you did make it up. What would be the reason?
Probably if I got into trouble somewhere and had to escape,
Well, that's fair.
then I would make my name something. But it would be like a better fake name, like Juniper.
Why would you choose my name first?
I don't know, because you're right here talking to me.
Let's see. Okay, Rose. I'll be watching.
My real name, I swear.
Hmm.
I wonder the type of home life you had that created such a broken and flawed human.
Totally normal. He's like looking at her. Yeah, totally
Exactly.
normal.
We're all
Nothing weird
broken
at
and
all.
flawed in our own way.
No, we're not.
Just
Gerald,
some more than others.
Gerald, as far as I see, you're a perfect human specimen. Your marriage is rock
so
solid.
kind.
Mental health is good.
I
Compared
do like
to
do
Rose,
some exercises.
compared to Rose, you're almost you're Adam.
Yeah, I'm gonna look up Rose's physicals. Like, how did she do on the physics?
Not that
I
great.
have to. Yeah, I'm gonna actually take a quick peek at Rosalinda's sheet too, because this will be a surprise for me as well.
Let's find out together.
Yeah, let's see what I put on the sheet.
There is something I did note, or I do see here. The skills on the outer bracket don't have anything in them. Your mobility, piloting, command, manipulation, those don't have anything in them, at least on my end.
Oh, that's because they're a mystery
They're a mystery.
to everyone, including me. Yeah, those didn't show up for some reason.
That's fine. But I mean, they're not the worst. If you had to like rate them on a scale of 1 to 5, her physical stats are actually kind of middle of the road.
Perfectly average physicals, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, her mental stats are slightly higher. that doesn't give away any numerical value at all.
But, getting out of the lab and taking a brisk walk through the woods, that should be good.
Mm-hmm.
It's still
Yeah.
remarkable to me that, there's so little pollution in the air.
Not yet.
I'm used
Soon
to
enough.
Earth, so...
Well, some of these plants really feed off of carbon dioxide, and when humans are, they put off a lot of it, so it's actually really good for the plant here.
Only
We should
Only
put out more
200 humans
CO2,
here.
you're saying. All right. Then
Yeah.
I think we can handle that.
Once you really start getting into the millions of humans is when we start doing damage. 200, it's fine. It's about this time as you guys are getting ready to make your way out that Rosalinda, you'd see the colony door or not colony door, but the security door for scientist Svensson opens up, and they start to walk out. And Svensson is an older gentleman. Their hair is kind of balding in the back, but it still kind of has that side part that I don't know what the style is called, but it's that he's got the Dr.
Receding
Wiley
hairline.
Yeah, but he's got the Dr. Wiley kind where it just perfectly in the middle, and then the top is bald dome, and it's a very wild, scraggly, kind of thin
It's the
gray
Danny DeVito.
hairs. Yeah, it's a very Danny DeVito. All the kids may not know who Dr. Wiley is, but Danny DeVito, he's timeless. But yeah, very Danny DeVito in the way that hair is, especially the gray. Like now, he's not clean shaven. The last time you saw him, he was more clean shaven. Now he's got just the rough patch of a week of not shaving, and the smell kind of indicates that he hasn't done any kind of proper hygiene for a while. You saw him go into the lab about 2 weeks ago, and he's kind of emerging out now, and he's got a little robot behind him that's dragging this large sealed up bag. It's roughly humanoid size, but he's kind of walking and looking at his data pad, and he looks up and he says, "I didn't realize we had guests. I would have
We're
made
heading
myself more presentable." Oh. Good. See that you don't travel too far into the uncharted areas. It's dangerous out
No.
there.
Yeah, we'll do our job, and that's it.
Good. Straying from the path is dangerous, whether it's out in the
Oh, there are
wilds
paths. Oh, that's neat.
or I was
It's nice
speaking
to see you,
metaphorically.
I haven't seen you in a couple of weeks. Have you been working all that time?
Yes, I have so much work to do. How are your plants?
They're great. You might want to get some of that lavender. It might help you out some.
He just kind of... Progress doesn't have time for things like hygiene. I'm sorry.
I think we should make time for, the showers are just over there, if you could, and I'll just guide them towards the showers.
Thank you, Mr. Atwell. I will be sure to remember that when Waylon Yutani is asking why I failed to reach my deadline.
Absolutely,
I had
you
to
can
stop to take a
totally
shower.
blame me, that's fine.
No, sir. I was going to say that I had to stop to take a shower. Humanity can wait.
I think for the sake of humanity that you should absolutely take this shower.
He does smell very bad. He...
Oh yeah, let's. Is there a hose around, like a fire hose?
not within immediate reach, but there is just the emergency spray valves if you really wanted to go for it. Considering
that's...
Gerald is kind of the boss or the husband of the boss, you might be able to get away with breaking protocol, but maybe.
Yeah. No, let's break protocol. We're definitely hosing this person down.
No,
I hate the stench.
That's so mean.
As the
right there.
Yeah, as this back and forth kind of goes for a minute, and it seems that there's a bit of an impasse, he finally just says, "Shouldn't you all be going? I have important work to do, starting with the shower, and you have important work to do, fetching samples for Vanderstoop, if I'm not mistaken."
It's disgusting. Oh, so gross. Makes me want to throw up just looking at you.
I didn't realize they installed smell sensories into those things.
Oh, yeah,
It wouldn't be a
quite
point
lot.
of being in it if I couldn't experience humanity. He's gonna pick up that fucking hose and shoot him down. Like, oh god, this is gross. You can't. He's going mad just listening to it or smelling it.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and do that then. You want to give me a manipulation roll, get this hose going. I'll allow it.
Get these hoes going. Oh, 2 successes.
Okay, let's open up manipulation and see what your extra is. Oh, nope, zoomed in way too far. PDF, come on. You want 600%?
Yes.
I want to be able to read it. All right, so your stunt for this is your opponent does what you want without demanding a favor in return. Wrong kind of manipulation.
Yeah,
I thought it was like manually manipulating. Okay. Why not mobility
Ranged combat.
then? I mean, range combat works too. How many dice do you have in ranged combat?
2.
2. Nope. Just go ahead and roll again because it's not on roll 20. I can't just say the first 2 dice have a success in it. I have no idea how your dice look. Just roll the 2.
All right, because I hate these roll 20 stuff. Oh,
listen, the roll 20 can be very fickle.
I didn't get any success.
Today's stream not sponsored by Roll20.
This is the day we had the roll 20 spotlight, and they're like, never again. Would you like to push?
Oh yeah, definitely. Let's push it.
Push it real good.
I'm gonna push it real good. Okay, 1 success.
All right. Yeah. So Juniper, you walk over to this hose now, having had enough of his guff, and you turn the valve and you start to spray, and he just and he's just completely indignant of you spraying him. And the robot that was helping drag this bag starts making these distress noises as well, and it starts to run in little circles, dragging this bag around. And as you hit it with the water, it starts to get wet, and he finally says, Stop, you damn fool! You're going to get it contaminated. And as the bag gets a little wet, it was kind of like a heavy plastic, but the wetness of it kind of helps shape the contour, and it takes a more person shape now. It becomes a little more obvious.
I'm gonna go over to this bag and open it up.
He's not going to let you do that.
We're going to reprimand Juniper for doing that, but quite interesting what's in that bag there.
Yeah, is he gonna try to stop me?
You don't have clearance to look in there, Juniper. He
I don't care.
says that very firmly, but he's also kind of side-eyeing Gerald because he knows Gerald technically doesn't, but he can talk to somebody who does.
I'm gonna
I'm
check
gonna
to see if that's true. I'm gonna look in his work files, see what he's working on.
It's a very big breach
that
of
bounces
protocol
back
for you
I'm
to
not
be
authorized.
Yeah. Give me a Comtech roll.
Yeah. Science it up.
Yeah, so much science.
Science.
Boom. Oh, should I still have that stress, by the way? Maybe
no,
like after a long night's sleep. Yeah.
That was from last session, so no, you had a good night's sleep.
We'll
your wife was very happy to see you. You relieved
Joke's
all
on
stress.
you. I'm always stressed.
Yeah. Jerry seems like the kind of person who does yoga. He's fine. So yeah, we're gonna say that stress roll doesn't exist, which makes it a success. When you start to access these files and you see that the doctor is pretty much physically interposing himself between Juniper and this bag, your quick look at it and their insistence that it's against protocol for Juniper to breach this top secret clearance, you see that while you don't have clearance, you're able to see who does. And basically, he has clearance to know what his experiments are. Your wife has clearance to know what these experiments are, and the chief of security has clearance to know. Surprisingly, the marshal does not. Because the marshal and the security teams are two totally separate facets, really. At least in this instance, the marshal is there to help with the security team, but they act as like a judge and stuff on top of all the other duties.
While they're having their back and forth, I'll shoot the head of the facility like a quick message, like, looks like he's got a body here. What? Like, is this supposed to be a thing?
Yeah. So you shoot the head of the facility. Are you sending that to your wife or
no? For the person who's in charge of this person.
He's the chief scientist here. That's why he has the highest clearance.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I guess that would be the wife then.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you send this message and it's like, hey honey, we're here at the science lab. There's a body here. Advise. And
walking around with a body in a sack. Quite straight. Is he supposed to have that?
And there's a moment between all the shouting and eventually the arrival of the two security officers holding stun batons, because their job is to not let the experiments be disturbed. Your wife
step back from them.
Yep. Your wife sends a message back and says, Dr. Svensson is not to be disturbed. He's doing important work for Weyland-Yutani. And she says his work is classified, and if there is a body, it is... The word she uses is probably concerning for you, but it says a necessary sacrifice.
All right. I was just thinking it was like a sex doll or something.
It could be. But no, that's the information she gives you directly. And now these two security officers, Countermance and the other one is Officer Greer. They're holding these stun batons and they say, oh, hello, Dice Drinks Drama for the raid. Hello.
Say that?
Wow.
They do. They're like
Security guards are
live
tapped into
from
Twitch.
Twitch. Hello, Raid. The two security officers do a little dance. No, the two security officers are getting closer to Juniper, and they're holding these stun batons, and they say, "Professor Juniper, you're not supposed to disturb his experiments. Please step away from the bag."
Not. If I wanted it open, it would have been open. I'm done here. Now, doctor, sleep. All I can say is sleep.
First a shower, and now sleep? You're demanding far too much of my scientific genius. He just kind of... He just takes a moment to wipe some of the water and grime from his face, and he just flicks it at Juniper, and then motions for the robot to continue dragging the body bag.
Yeah, maybe you should put that doll somewhere safe.
It's not a doll,
Okay, so-
Gerald.
Action
So
figure.
Rosalinda is trying to like not leave, but just as close to leaving as she can get without, going out by herself. While this is going on, she's not sticking around for it.
Yeah. Rosalinda, you take them to where the truck is waiting, and once the four of you, excuse me, once the four of you, Charles and the 8 other colonists all file into the vehicle, it's easy enough for Sarah to get it started.
That was interesting. A lot of scientific minds here.
Did you really have to spray him with the hose? He was already going to the shower.
I hate that smell. I paid a lot of money for this body to have a well-developed nose, and to have it wasted on smelling such it irritates me. It's like paying money to see, and then someone brings you to a landfill.
I mean, there are quite a few interesting things in landfills. You surprised what people throw away?
There's no
I once
booze.
saw a sculpture made just out of garbage, and it's interesting. It's something about consumerism. I wasn't really paying much attention. Good party.
I don't like it. I don't think I ever will.
Well, perhaps next time you could just go like this instead of spraying it with a hose.
But what you
No,
have to
I
do
was.
is you have to spread something
What was
under
that?
your nose. You have to spread something that's
Oh,
like
yeah.
minty under your nose. That's why it grows so much mint. You just kind of grind it up,
Like
and that way
toothpaste.
that's all you smell. You don't smell him.
No,
happens a
I
lot.
wanted him to feel pain. It was important for me for him to be punished in that way.
Yeah. All right.
Well, shall we?
Yes, Sarah, have you given this vehicle a quick look-see? Is it up to code?
Yep. Looks like it's ready to go. Should be fine. While everyone was taking time to load in, since I took stress earlier, I was sitting there kind of zoned out, messing with the ring around my neck, thinking about the day that this ring was given, because the coolant system on the ship had been messed up, and it was about as humid on the ship as it is today in the jungle. So that's why that was on my mind. But thinking there, relieving some stress, and then kind of snap back to the present. As Gerald asked me that. Yeah, I'm ready to go if everyone else is loaded in.
All right. Let's get this show on the road.
Yeah. And
That's
the vehicle roars to life, a true relic of this day and age, a non-electric vehicle that still runs on ancient fossil fuels, and there's the soft rumble of the motor engine as you pull out of the science lab. Your guns have been returned to you, by the way. I didn't forget about that. As you pull out of the science lab and onto what would technically be described as a road, but it's really just a well-traveled dirt path that hasn't been reclaimed by nature yet. And as you're driving, I will take another roll from you, please, to pilot this vehicle. One of these days you'll roll something else, but for now it's just piloting.
That's your purpose.
Oh my
I mean,
god.
supposedly it's what I'm good at, but I'm gonna push.
That's
'cause
why
of
I'm
course
trying
I
to
am.
showcase it. I want you to Tokyo drift through this jungle, but you keep not getting it.
Let's roll 20. It hates me. It
Yeah.
hates me so much. Oh, come on. So
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
that's why don't
I'm
do
gonna
it.
use
Don't
my
roll and roll
reckless
20.
ability that allows me to push
Mhm.
twice on agility.
I'll take it. Let's go.
So I will push again.
it would turn up to screw you over then. Okay.
4 successes.
It's and also one of the panic dice.
Yeah, but it's not. It's a success in the panic die though. It's not a panic.
Oh, you're right. You're good. So you are completely good for this, and it does mean you have some stunts. So what
Yeah,
piloting
look at
stunts
that.
do we have? Oh, there really aren't that many. That's kind of disappointing. Gain +1 modification to later skill roll relating to this one. I think you should bank as many of those as possible, or you can show off.
Show off.
So I have 3 stunt points.
Do a flip.
I do like that the failure just says you crash. It's just like there's no middle of the road for that one. You either do it or you die.
Yeah, as
That's
much
so
as I want to
boring.
show
You could
off.
use a window or something, or like
Yeah.
a door gets knocked off, right?
Well, I mean, crashing is a yes and. So it's like, yes, you
That's true.
crash and you're able to crawl out of a broken window with most of your limbs
And you
intact.
die.
Yeah.
So
As
you're
much
gonna
as I
bank.
wanna
you're
as
gonna bank
much as
all
I
three
want to
for
show
later?
off, I am cognizant that you described this as a pickup truck, so it's probably me and Richard in the cab and 8
Them
people
all
in the
in the
back
back.
of it with equipment. So drifting
it
in it
would
on
be-
a dirt road probably not a good idea.
Yeah, it would be you and Richard in the cab, 8 colonists, Gerald, Rosalinda, and Juniper.
Yeah. So to avoid throwing everyone out of the back of the pickup truck, I'm going to bank those +3.
Alrighty. As you're driving them through this very bumpy, rattly trail, your vehicle is very capable of getting over a lot of this terrain, and you avoid the worst of the underbrush and overgrown tree roots. And continuing on, it's not long before you start to get close to the first destination of where you guys can start looking for samples according to your guys' notes and on where to look. And in the back of the cab, everybody's kind of silent, but Joseph is sitting with the 2 other cloaked individuals that are seated on either side of him, and the 3 of them are having this whispered conversation, very much keeping to themselves. Does Gerald, Juniper, or Rosalinda have a conversation at all while driving?
Ooh, I'm gonna try to converse with these religious folk.
Mm-hmm.
I'll want to be a part
Your
of
track
that.
record today is going very well, so I'm curious to see how this goes.
It is. Yes, yes. So manipulation?
Yeah. You want to try? What do you say to them?
I'm going to ask about their cloaks and where they got it, and start chatting about their belief system, as if I was interested in potentially joining them. In a very clever way, of course.
Hmm.
I want to be like you. Let me play with you. One success.
Okay. You come in and sit and start talking to them, and their hushed conversation kind of dies down as the three of them regard Juniper, and one of them finally says, "Oh, we aren't talking about anything in particular, just how excited we are to be here helping the colony establish itself. As the good word says, charity is important for the foundation of all. And to help the colony means that we can continue to sustain ourselves on the goodness of prosperity."
Like it. It sounds like noble values, each and every one of them.
Indeed.
May I sit with you
Indeed.
and speak more concerning your religion? I am curious, and it's more than just an academic curiosity.
You didn't strike me as the religious type, Joseph interjects.
Everyone.
But he doesn't seem like he's opposed to the idea. And he kind of scoots and makes room for you.
Everyone's religious in some form or fashion. I am no different. So
Tell me
let's
what
chat.
you believe.
Right here and now, I believe that there is a God, but God is cruel. God is unkind. And it's really arrogant for humanity to think God could be anything other than that. We are cruel and unkind most of the time. And it just makes sense. Why wouldn't God be cruel?
We are created in their image.
Yeah.
Our cruelty
So it makes sense
is a
that-
reflection of devotion.
So you agree that cruelty is a base instinct of humanity, and to try to subvert it or to push it down, it just runs counter to who we are meant to be.
Of course. As imperfect as we are, we live to get as close to our Lord as we can. We take into ourselves pieces of divinity in hopes of ascending closer. We are not so arrogant to think that we will ever be on equal footing with our Creator, but to be closer to them is our salvation and one goal.
That sounds wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
And as far as cruelty goes, we don't believe in suppressing humans' baser urges. Nothing so unnatural as to deny who you are and what you can become.
I think we should speak more on this. I didn't realize we would be so in sync with our beliefs.
We are not like the old religions. False
Question.
in answer.
sorry. Is this a
Oh,
bumpy
you're
ride?
good. Very bumpy.
Okay, so at some point in this
Oh,
conversation,
yeah.
after y'all finish, Rosalinda is going to like tumble out of where she's sitting onto the floor of the cab,
All right.
the truck, or the cab, whatever, the bottom.
I think
part.
that's the perfect moment to kind of interrupt this conversation as Rosalinda loses balance, and not only that, but did you bring any of your plants along for this?
Yes, yeah, I have like
Yeah.
way too many plants.
Yeah, this is one of those moments where you lose control of your plant, and please give me a mobility roll as you come out of your seat and try to keep a grip on this plant.
In one moment, while I make my own mobility rolls to find the thing. Okay. No successes.
Would you like to tack on a stress to push the roll
Push
with a reroll?
Sure, why not?
Yeah. So go ahead and tick the stress box first and then reroll mobility.
Aha, no
Okay.
successes again.
Yeah. So you completely lose control of this potted plant. A particularly nasty bump hits, and this plant goes out of your hands. The camera shows it slow down as you go forward into the seat, landing in Juniper's lap, and the plant collides with Joseph, hitting him square in the face. And there's the awful sound of shattering, and he sputters and spits out potting soil and what remains of this plant. And he growls and he says, "Oh, you damn woman, you reckless fool. I was speaking to Juniper about cruelty," and he looks like he's about to take physical action towards you, but instead his boot comes down on top of the plant. And he just grinds it into the metal.
No, my back.
Juniper. You see what cruelty humans are capable of. I gave this poor creature mercy, and Juniper gave it the cruelty of captivity. Don't apologize.
Juniper smiles.
Don't apologize, Rosalinda. You did what was within your nature, to take something beautiful and to store it away where it could suffer and die alone. He just kind of lifts his boot and shows what's left of the plant before taking his seat again.
Rosalinda's gonna like pick up the crushed plant bits and just, look really sad at her dear plant that's now crushed.
Rest in peace, Eduardo the Ficus.
I hope that wasn't an important science plant.
All of my plants are important.
What are they
Are they
gonna
important
do?
in a science way, or I'm projecting feelings onto this plant sort of a way?
There's a difference.
Joseph kind of chuckles again and he says, "Well, Dr. Juniper did say you needed to make a human connection. So doing you a favor by getting rid of this distraction should be better motivation."
Healthy
Well,
progress.
Perhaps you could upgrade to a cute doggy. I'll point to the Sharpei.
I'm not very good with animal pets.
They say that dogs are man's best friend, and you need
There
friends.
is a-
So
There is an
Hmm?
You're
awful
my-
screeching sound coming from within the cage at the mention of it.
it does need some training, of course, but you know.
I don't want to take Juniper pet from them. That's not nice. You shouldn't take other people's pet.
That is true.
Are you okay? I'm sorry about the plant. Is everyone okay? Nobody
I
got
think
bit?
we are. Oh. Everyone's okay. Rose, everyone's okay. I think it's best we just focus on the task at hand.
Indeed. And once everybody settles in from that awkward moment, it's only a couple more minutes before the truck reaches its destination. There's a rocky outcropping that opens into a cave mouth, and the data here indicates that this is where the dangerous insect might be residing. It's a kind of tunneling colony insect. While it can fly, it does like to build its nests a little bit underground where the humidity can mix with some cooler temperatures.
That's
I'll
lovely.
turn in my seat and slide the window open on the back of the cab. So what's the plan?
Gerald? Alright, I do believe this falls in his purview.
Joseph kind of snorts and he says, I'll get the workers moving. We'll set up a net or something out here. We could smoke them out potentially. That usually works for bees and wasps and other nest-dwelling creatures. They don't have anywhere to go once you start pumping the smoke in.
Alright. Sounds good. Carry on then.
That work for
Rosalinda,
you,
can do
Gerald.
some plant science things. I'm just going to clean this up a little because, you know, we do have to sit here on the way back and I don't want to sit in the dirt. So,
Yeah. Joseph motions for the other two religious individuals to start fanning out to get the other colonists moving. Those people quickly fall in line behind them, and before long, the five are helping set up a net, and Joseph and his two lackeys reach into a back storage where there's a smoke machine and a little funnel tube to direct where this smoke comes from. And he says, "You guys could gather some wood for burning and help us blow it in."
Yeah. Sounds good. And Juniper will help out. He seems enthusiastic today. He's made a friend. Friend.
Yeah, I can help as well. I'll say after I get the truck turned around, just in case we have to make a quick exit.
That's probably a good idea. Yeah. So everybody who's going to be helping set up here, just give me a survival roll.
All right.
If you are not good at survival, I will also accept an observation roll to kind of be, working as lookout or, keeping an eye on the area because the jungle is still considered quite dangerous.
Ooh.
Oh. Look at you, Sarah, with your panic dice.
I know, right?
Yeah, that's
Two
when the
successes.
interesting things happen.
I'm gonna save that for last. All right. No successes there.
Should be perfect.
You had 2 successes.
Yeah, 2
Mitch.
successes. Yeah.
Jerry, what are we doing?
I'm cleaning the truck, so I don't think I'm gonna be super
You're not gonna-
useful
oh,
to the whole endeavor.
That's fair. There
Oh,
is
do we get like
also-
a? Is there like a sexy Gerald washing the truck montage?
That could be.
No, it could
But
be.
no.
What?
What was your question?
My talent didn't show up. Was it talent?
What's the talent say?
It's an observation. I gotta look at it. I screenshot it because it was too much to type. But I think I'm gonna. Can I try that, or do I need to stick with the role that I had?
Well,
Analysis.
your talent is analysis. So, what does analysis tell us?
You can roll for observation to gain insight. Never mind. I don't want to use it on this.
Okay, because you rolled survival anyways. So, do you want to push for your survival and take a stress?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why not?
Take the stress first and then re-roll your survival.
Yes. Roll.
Awesome. Okay. Good. This is what I want. All right. So I'm going to need a panic roll from the 2 of you now. Let me get Rosalinda's first, and then I'll have Sarah's.
This is fine.
8. Yeah, I want to see how this dominoes for us. All right, where is my panic thing hiding? Okay, there it is. All right, and 8. Skill rolls for agility. Trembling. You start to tremble uncontrollably. All skill rolls using agility suffer a -2 modification until your panic stops. And go ahead and roll yours for me, Sarah. 6. Keeping it together. So you managed to keep your nerves in check, barely. So what this ends up looking like, and Mitch, you had the success with an extra. So what stunt would you like? You can give a success to another. Oh, that would have. We should have addressed that first. In the same trouble as you are, gain +1 modification for a later skill test, or you can impress someone. Hello, lords and ladies of fate, with another raid. That's 2 raids today. We
Yeah,
are so
hi,
popular. Hello. You guys are fabulous.
Yeah,
and
I
we
think
love you.
I'll just do it in a very impressive way.
Okay. So what this ends up looking like then is just going to string it all together, since you guys were helping set this net up. On Rosalinda's side, the net is not as secure as everyone would hope. She's still very shooken up about losing Eduardo the Ficus to the oppressive boot of a religious fanatic, and Juniper's subsequent praising of that bullying. And so her work is not nearly as good. She's quite emotional in that, trembling and probably even just some kind of like talking to herself and trying to work out what all happened. She's not paying attention when there is this very soft clicking sound of these insects approaching. And on the other side of the net that's being put up over this cave mouth, Juniper is doing an incredible job. They're really striking a chord with Joseph and his gang. The other two lackeys are just captivated by how quickly this synth can secure everything, and it's making their work go a little bit easier. But at the same time, it means that they're not able to notice what's getting closer. And as the smoke machine starts to go, this small chittering sound becomes louder and more numerous. And to the audience and to our players, it sounds like just a million cicadas all at once were woken up. And the chittering sound is met with buzzing, and there is going to be an attack on Rosalinda from one of these bugs that had managed to get through before the smoke had started to incapacitate them. No. And I am going to utilize this. Also, I figured out that the awesome way that monster attacks work in this game is that they don't roll anything really to try and hit you guys. I just roll on a table and it tells me what they do. That's why I couldn't find it last time. It's like just bad stuff happens because, you know, when the stuff happens, it's just too late, and you just hope that you have the ability to defend against things that are happening, and you pray that your armor is hardy enough to protect you. So I'm gonna roll this and see what ends up happening. Ooh, that's a 3. And on a 3, it is a suffocating swarm. And so a swarm of these creatures, and these bugs are about the size of a rat. And when I say rat, I mean like a New York rat. So it's about the size of a small dog in actuality.
They're bigger now.
They're bigger now because of COVID, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so they're very large insects, and they would be the perfect nightmare fuel of like a mosquito crossbred. Oh, they would look like a there is an actual term for it. They look like really big tarantula hawks. I think they're called like cad razors or something. But a tarantula hawk is the best way to describe how these look. They have a very slender waist, long, bulbous backside, large, vibrant wings, big compound eyes, and very large antennas. And their colors, because they're in the jungle, are this like vibrant blues and greens and oranges. But this swarm of them basically bursts through this gap in the net from where Rosalina was. And the swarming creatures are everywhere. The air is thick with them, and they are in the victim's eyes, ears, and mouths, and it's almost impossible to breathe. And so for right now, the only person who's within the swarm is Rosalinda, so please give me a stamina roll as these bugs swarm out and start to swarm around our good scientist.
No successes. Can I push that?
You absolutely can. You got this. I believe in you.
Nope.
Oh, no. Okay. I don't think I need a panic roll on this one, just because there's other things that are going to happen. Failure means the victim cannot act during the next round, and the swarm will perform a strip-to-the-bone attack against the victim as the next action. Woo! They're going to start biting. So everyone has this chance to see that this swarm has burst through the net where this gap has opened, and Rosalinda is getting just swarmed by these large insects. And is there anything I'm missing? No, nothing bad happens this round aside from the ominous foretelling that something bad is going to happen soon. And so, as this swarm rushes around you, the other colonists all start to panic as well. Many of them have broken into a run towards the truck, where at least it has this protective canopy, and they're just like shit. And the Joseph and the two religious colonists are kind of holding their ground because they feel like Juniper is doing such a good job. Maybe they might be able to do something to help. But there is the smoker within immediate reach. But Sarah and Gerald will be coming around the vehicle just in time to see that Rosalinda is just covered in large insects. And so,
seeing that, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Seeing that, yeah, if I see the smoker, I'm immediately going to run for it, grab it as I'm running by, and just spray down Rosalinda with the smoker, trying to get these insects off of her.
Good idea.
Yeah,
Smart.
great idea. So we'll go ahead and do that. Give me a ranged combat, and we'll treat it like a flamer, except instead of dousing Rosalinda in the cleansing fire and the sweet release of death, it's just going to be smoke.
This seems important, so I'm going to put all 3 of my stored stunt bonuses in this.
Yeah.
Because I want this to work.
I hope it does.
Oh, fuck.
Well, give me
It
another.
work?
No, she got a panic die.
What?
Give me another panic roll. Oh, awesome.
It worked though, right?
No, it fails if she gets the panic die. Nervous twitch. Your stress level and the stress level of all friendly PCs in short range, which is everybody, increases by 1. So you have it in hand and you go to get it ready, and then you realize just how big these bugs are, and the fact that they have started to bite and gnaw at Rosalinda. They haven't started doing, statistically, they haven't started doing damage to Rosalinda, but you can see that they're swarming around her and they intend to do her a great deal of harm, and you freeze up, and Gerald or Juniper can act now.
I open the side passenger thing on the truck, get in, and lock the door.
Excellent. Charles kind of looks at you and he's like, "What the hell are they screaming about?" And he's like reaching for his sidearm and he's getting ready to get out from the other side. Man. You say anything to him? Do you try and stop him, or you just let him go?
I'm just gonna hunker down.
All right. Yeah, he's just like, "What the hell are they screaming about?" And he's got his sidearm ready, and he goes out, and he doesn't close that door because, of course, this is a horror movie type of situation,
Mm-hmm.
and so he's not thinking about closing the door because he's gonna go investigate all the screaming. He's gonna go be a big damn hero, and so Juniper, what would you like to do at this moment?
Yeah, I'm just going to continue focusing on my work. Yeah.
Okay. This swarm
okay.
of insects is coming out of the net.
Yeah, I'll kind of look over at Rosalinda and shake my head and go back to doing my thing.
Yeah, give me another survival roll.
Okay.
For me?
No, Juniper, you're paralyzed this round.
dead.
Not dead
I
yet.
got 2 successes, but I activated stress.
Is it a alien or a hit?
No, it's a stress. Yeah, I'm panicking.
Okay, roll me panic, please.
Okay.
It's just another D6 plus your stress level.
Just 2.
Just a 2, which means you're keeping it together. So the way that looks very much is the person controlling the Juniper synth is fine. You just carry on, and everybody else around you is completely losing their minds, and you just continue going, and you even go so far as to patch up the hole where Rosalinda had let these insects slip through, and the net is covered on that side, but it leaves them.
Yeah.
It leaves the ones that are out, and the ones that haven't come in yet are inside of the cave. So at least you indirectly helped by not helping.
Yay! Look at me.
Yeah. So it won't get any worse, and technically you shouldn't have done anything, but you really didn't do anything to help in this situation. And so next we come to what happens now with this swarm gathering around poor Rosalinda. The next ability for having failed her stamina roll means that Strip to the Bone happens. It focuses on one target, and the target takes an attack rolled with 8 base dice, 1 damage each. Armor is halved, rounded down, as the creatures squirm underneath the armor. If the attack inflicts any damage, the swarm has ravaged the victim and they suffer a critical injury, even if not broken. Each round thereafter, one of the swarm's actions is automatically to attack this target again with this attack on the swarm's next initiative. This will continue until the victim is stripped to the bone, rescued, or the swarm is driven off. So I get to roll 8 dice, and it's going to tell me how much damage it does to Rosalinda with her armor reducing. Do you have any armor? I think clothes still give something.
Yeah, you went back to your lab to get the net.
Yep, you did.
So your face is protected.
Gear. I want to say that just base clothes still gives some kind of armor rating.
Probably 1.
Yeah, probably 1. A personal armor. Power loader only gives you 3 armor. Did you bring your power loader?
Power loader is, I think, the big
Oh, it's the yellow forklifty thing. That was a joke.
Yeah.
I will say that you did take the time to go back to your lab and grab some stuff. So while you're not in specialized protective gear, you did have, some stuff to keep you protected. So I'll say you have at least 1 armor. So it's going to help reduce some of this. And my rolls are going to be 86. We're looking for 6s on this to inflict damage. 1, 2, 3. Reduce by 1. Yep. So you will take 6, or brain. You'll take 2 damage. We'll just multiply that by 3. No, you take 2 damage, and I just lost my monster stats. Let me go back to that, because there was more fun stuff that happened on Strip to the Bone. It says you suffer from a critical injury.
Yeah, so rolling 2d6 on the critical injury table, which is my favorite table.
Rosalinda, roll me 2d6, and we will determine your critical injury. Page 99. Rosie, you got a roll for me?
Sorry, just a second. I had an error.
No worries.
Said 2d6.
Yep. Okay. So a 2 and a 5 makes it 25 on this table. Oh, you're actually you're rolling it for each injury, I believe. So give me another one. Right? Did I read that right? Hold on.
I think if there's
I think it's only
so
one.
no, I yeah, just the one.
It's
though
not a
if-
2d6.
if- I thought
It's
it
a
is.
d66.
But
Yeah.
you treat one die as
Percentile.
the 10th place and one as the
Yeah.
as the
Okay, we have a
ones.
d66 button. That's why I was saying it.
Do we? Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, hit that.
It's on the character sheet.
Hit that instead. D66. 54. Okay. 6.
It's worse.
I'm going back to my critical injury table here. Give me 1 second. So you had a 54 that time, which is really better anyways. I say before I see what this result is.
Yeah, no, it's
Oh.
not. The higher it
Oh,
goes,
God.
the worse
No,
it
it's
is.
not.
It's not good.
It's not good at all.
What the?
Oh, no.
What?
Oh,
What?
no. Hey, left or right?
I don't know. Somebody else pick, please.
Left.
Left? All right. These insects have started biting into you so badly that your left arm falls off. They've chewed clean through it. There's a moment where any of the colonists who haven't quite made it into the vehicle yet are just screaming now. They're in full panic mode as a number of these insects drop off with your severed arm, and now they've started to lift it off of the ground and intend to fly away to go eat it somewhere else. But you are now missing your left arm, and the time limit 1 shift. Okay. Severed arm fatal? Yes, -1. The injury is considered permanent. Thankfully, it's not an instant kill. Not yet, anyways.
Yay.
But yeah, your arm is missing, and so we'll go in the same order that we did last time. I'm not going to say that causes everyone else stress, because that's just going to continue to domino. Although watching somebody have their arm ripped clean off is probably very stressful.
That's why I'm not looking.
Yeah, that's why Gerald ran. Sarah, you are no longer having this panic attack, and you hear Rosalinda just scream in pain as the swarm has removed an arm.
Yeah, I froze up, and as soon as she screams, it shakes me out of it, and I'm going to try again to use the smoker. I really don't want to roll this.
How much health does Rosalinda have now?
I think probably just like one more.
Yeah.
It's whatever her strength score is.
Give me another ranged attack roll. Okay. Give me a panic.
Oh my.
This is why I didn't give you more stress. Oh, it gets better. Okay. On a 9, drop item. Whether by stress, confusion, or the realization that you're all going to die anyway, you drop a weapon or other important item. The GM decides which one. I think we all know which one. Your stress level increases by 1. You drop the smoker.
Drop the smoker and I guess start backing up in panic.
Mm-hmm. Watching somebody lose an arm and very much samurai movie, just like it's just out. It's almost at the Addams Family level of blood loss, but it's bad. She really needs to be saved, but you are not going to be the one to do it because you are just panicking.
No, they teach us first aid for crashes and that in flight school, but seeing this is a whole different thing than simulations.
Yeah, so let's do something real quick. Ian, if you can throw up the just away screen for us for take 5. Hello, we are back. We just had to take a moment to talk with everybody, and we have come to the decision that tonight will end on a cliffhanger, and we will rewind the round to give Sarah another chance at her role. Don't worry about it too much. Just this is going to be the dramatic to be continued of the episode. Everyone is fine. We had a chance to talk and work things out. Understand that safety tools exist in this game for a reason, and this is one of those moments where we had the ability to make sure that everyone was okay. Everybody is okay. We had a chance to talk, and outside of that, hey, let's just leave it at that. So we're going to wrap up here with the last remaining 5 minutes. We will, in fact, go over experience for everyone. And we never did touch on the personal agendas. So why don't we start there now that we're in a little bit of a thick of things, albeit paused. I never did get everybody's personal agendas, but going in the same order that we did before, Sarah, Gerald, Juniper, and now Rosalinda, tell us what your personal agenda was, and then we will go through experience.
Infinite RP?
Sorry?
Infinite RP showed up. Yeah.
Oh, hello, Infinite RP. Just in time. Thank you for the raid of 13 people. You are all fabulous, and we love you.
This is
Raiders.
I hope your guys' game was good. I was lurking in there.
While you were DMing? What?
Listen, I have a really good computer where I can lurk a lot of people without it hurting my computer processing. Anyways, sorry. Personal agenda.
Yes. Sarah's personal agenda is helping people, even if it means putting her stuff on hold.
Excellent. So, that being said, we'll go over your experience of the night. Did you participate in the game session? Yeah, you get one. You get one participation. Yeah. Hey, you did. You had a lot of good moments today. I always like seeing Sarah in action. So yeah, you get your participation token. Did you risk or sacrifice something to further your personal agenda?
I tried to.
You tried to. Hey,
I tried my hardest. You ran into danger.
That is a yes. That is a yes, regardless of outcome. You did try. So, did you risk your life for your buddy?
I haven't really established a buddy for her yet.
You know what? I'm going to make an executive decision right now for that. We're going to remove buddy and rival because you guys all established that you don't really have a rival yet. And so we're going to take away buddy and rival, and we're just going to say, did you risk your life for your fellow PCs?
I mean, I ran towards flesh-eating insects.
You sure did.
To try to help.
You put yourself in danger for Rosalinda. I think that counts.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Did you challenge or stand up? Did you stand up or challenge or stand up to another PC?
No.
Well, you gave me a little bit of the heat for the driving thing.
Oh, why are you yelling at my buddy?
Yeah, I mean,
I guess that's true. I stood up for
I'm trying to give you the XP.
You did. You stood up for you stood up for yourself and your ability. It's true. As long as you can articulate it, I'm fine with giving you experience. Hell yeah. All right. I feel like I already know the answer to this, but did you make a panic roll?
Maybe one or two.
There's a couple. Did you overcome a dangerous event using violent or non-violent means? Not yet.
Not yet. No.
Getting there.
Yeah. Talk to the bugs.
Hey, if you bee dance, it might work. Did you make a significant discovery or revelation?
I don't know exactly what the limits are for that. I'll say no. Unless does Revelation include like revealing parts of your backstory or is it like making like
That would be for
discovering
us.
something?
You already knew your own backstory.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
it would be figuring something new out, some important or key information.
Then no.
You don't think so, huh? Okay.
Do you think so?
I expected the flesh-eating bugs.
Yeah, it would be spoilers if I said something. If I pointed it out. Not for that one. I can't help you on that one. Did you perform an extraordinary action of some kind?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I tried to, but I didn't.
Did try. Did you earn any money? No, not yet.
I need to put that tip jar outside the cockpit.
Yeah, exactly. Tip your driver. All right, so
That's
right on down
5.
to Jerry. Gerald, 5 experience. Gerald, what's your personal agenda for us?
It's always to earn my place. So to do something to prove that I belong here.
Yeah. I definitely feel like you earned that.
Nope.
All right. Did you participate in the game session?
I did. I had a lot of fun.
All right. Did you risk or sacrifice something to further your personal agenda?
Nope.
Did you risk your life for your fellow PCs?
I did not.
Did you challenge or stand up to another PC? You did challenge Sarah.
Some.
You challenged her
I'm going to
driving
give myself
ability.
that one just because I didn't do the others. Because I did like push back on Juniper's hose thing, and
yeah, that too.
Yeah, why would you do such a thing?
Did you overcome a dangerous event using violent or non-violent means?
yes, I hid, thus overcoming all the violence, which is as non-violent as you could get.
Yeah.
That event isn't done yet, though.
Only for the plebeians out there who didn't have the sense to hide.
That's fair. I'll give it to you. Have one experience. You can't cash it in next time, though. You're gonna have to do something equally bravely runaway-y. Did you perform an extraordinary action of some kind? Oh, I skipped one. Did you make a significant discovery or revelation?
I feel like I knew there were flesh-eating bugs, but it just didn't click that it would be this. You know, you see it written down, and
you discovered how dangerous they truly were, but that doesn't really count because you were warned.
I haven't even seen how dangerous they are yet. I just saw they were flying bugs, and then
That's true.
I have no idea how dangerous they are.
Yeah.
Like,
On the way out, you can high five Rosalinda's hand.
Oh no.
Flies away.
Did you perform an extraordinary action of some kind? Bravely running away does count. No.
I think it's extraordinary.
Yeah. It was extraordinary how fast he ran. And you didn't earn any money today. Okay. Over to Juniper. What is your personal agenda?
My personal one is to experience human romance.
Wow. You are off to a great start with that.
Lofty goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right?
Listen, you
I'm
set the
close.
goalpost all the way back.
You just wait. I'm getting in
Yeah,
with these
I'm gonna
religious people.
I mean, religious orgies do count, right? Did you participate in the game session?
Yeah, I believe so.
I hope so. Somebody was
I
here.
was here.
We don't know if that's actually you under that shadow. Did you risk or sacrifice something to further your personal agenda? Your integrity doesn't count.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think it was pretty chill.
All right. dare say you probably sabotaged your personal agenda a lot today. You weren't ingratiating yourself very well to people.
What? I thought I was doing very good. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I mean, Chief Scientist Svensson is definitely aroused. Did you risk your life for your fellow PCs?
No.
No. Did you challenge or stand up to your rival PC? Or did you challenge or stand up to another PC?
Not PC. No.
No. You were pissing everybody else off.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Did you make a panic roll?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, there were a few panic rolls done. Did you overcome a dangerous event using violent or non-violent means?
If I say I ignored it, does that mean I overcame it?
Nah, because that's still happening. Same deal.
Oh, okay, got it. Then no.
Yeah. Did you make a significant discovery or revelation?
Yeah, the body. That weird body thing.
Yeah. No, I was waiting for someone to chime that one in, but yeah, there was a body in that bag.
Like, I think it's just because everyone's like, oh yeah, of course Waylon has a body. Like that's not new. That's nothing new.
Waylon Yutani,
like,
bodies?
yeah.
What? Yeah, there might be a deeper
like,
mystery of that later. Did you perform an extraordinary action of some kind?
I hosed down a stinky nerd.
That's pretty extraordinary. You rinsed off all the con crud.
Yeah.
I'll give it to you. And just like everybody else, you haven't earned any money today. So lastly, Rosalinda, what's your personal agenda?
You find it hard to delegate to others, even if it means taking on extra work.
Yeah, I can see that. Did you participate in the game session?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Yes.
I definitely think you were there. I mean, I could give it to you or I could give it to the plant. Both of you were there. The plant was carrying the show. Did you risk or sacrifice something to further your personal agenda? Plant.
Does it come up that I didn't ask for any help tying down the rope, even though I was upset and ended up getting attacked?
Yeah. I mean, I'll give it to you. You did put yourself at a lot of risk, just like everybody else did, and you were in the most danger right now. So, did you risk your life for a fellow PC?
No.
No. Did you challenge or stand up to another PC?
I don't think I did.
Really? I think the only real standing up was Gerald and Sarah to each other today.
Yeah.
A little exchange.
Scaly.
Did you make a panic roll?
Several, I think.
Several. Yeah, you get one for that. Did you overcome a dangerous event using violent or non-violent means? The swarm is still ongoing, so that's not overcome yet. Did you make a significant discovery or revelation?
Yeah, bugs can bite you my arm off?
Yeah. Bugs can chew clean through an arm, apparently. That is a significant discovery on your part. Did you perform an extraordinary action of some kind?
That excellent accident with the plant.
Nah. that was an extraordinary accident, not an action. And we didn't earn any money. So that's everybody's experience, which means we will now do outros. So same order, then finishing with myself. So why don't we start over with Anne and give us who you are, where we can find you, and what you'll be on next.
Hey, that's me. Tuesday nights. Well, I guess first, I'm Anna, aka ArchivalDustBun. Most places on the internet, queer and trans advocate, museum worker, and TTRPG streamer. You can find me on Twitter at ArchivalDustBun. Tuesday nights, you can find me on the Black Feather Guild at 8 p.m. Eastern playing Dragon Age. I play Mariana de la Morte, a possible crow, but really just a rogue looking for her sister. It's a 2-party campaign, which will hopefully overlap at some point. So it's a lot of fun. Wednesday nights, you can find me on Valdrin's channel at 8 p.m. Eastern playing Morse in the Swamp, which is our Animorphs-themed Blades in the Dark campaign. We're heading into our very last arc, or last 2 episodes of the season. A lot of excitement and trauma coming up. Possibly space and time travel. I don't know. A lot has been teased. Sundays, you can find me either on Gona_Hawking's channel at 1:30 p.m. Eastern playing Shifting Echoes, which is our D&D 5th edition game set in a world of 1930s technology. Really great cast of characters and players for that one. It's been a lot of fun. Or 8 p.m. Eastern, you can find me on Guild of the Phoenix playing Cyberpunk Red, where I play a medtech, Emery Hex, who is way overworked trying to keep the party alive and healthy. They really want to die for some reason. And if podcasts are more your thing, you can find me either on Response Team Omnicron, which is a Lancer actual play podcast playing through the No Room for a Wallflower adventure path. Our first episode of that premieres next Monday. Very exciting. And just announced Heroes of New Halcyon, which is a City of Mist actual play, looking at some teen superheroes who have grown up, left their hometown, and are coming back and finding a very different city and having to deal with that. Yeah, the best place to find where and when I'm streaming is on Twitter, so give me a follow there.
Awesome. Right on down to PH.
Hi everybody, I'm PaladinHulk. Next you can find me is 6 hours from now on PaladinScript's channel, where I play Dom Rain, the Githzerai noble fighter, where last episode I had a little chat with God. So there's consequences to that. Let's see, after that, Friday over on the Blackfeather Guild Ravens channel, I play Jade, your humble servant, and we are currently still lost inside a maze of corpses and coffins, and I will still abandon my team the moment the game starts. Tune in to find out how that goes. And then at night, there I am gonna go on the Stalwart Initiative for a one-shot. It's called, what's it called now? Changed their name. It's Vicarious Tabletop now, kicking off streaming again, super fun. I'm a mod there too, so that's fun. We're doing a Bioshock one-shot. Not quite sure who I'm gonna play yet. It's gonna use D&D rules. Should be fun. Tune in.
Sounds fun.
Then Sunday I'm over on Uncanny Adventures, where I play Holt, the pirate paladin who tries to make friends with all the evil pirates. Had a few cancelled sessions because of health reasons, so very much looking forward to the next session. Haven't seen everyone in a little bit, so tune in, and then I'm back here.
And right over to Mitch.
Yeah, hey, you can find me at Mitchsbustillos on Twitter. The biggest thing I got going on is, once again, tomorrow at 9 a.m., Chew, the TTRPG, will be releasing on Kickstarter with a goal of 69. But right after, later tonight, or tomorrow night on Hyper RPG, we have an amazing cast doing a one-shot of the game, including Zach Eubank, Malik Lim, Elise Williams from Rooster Teeth, Jimmy Wong, who was, if you ever saw Video Game High School, and a few others playing awesome characters in the Chew comics. So definitely check that out. It's a New York best-selling comic book, so it's based on all that. So 9 a.m. tomorrow, we are hitting it. Make sure to show up.
And finally up to Jenny Potts.
I forgot what I'm in, as usual. I know tomorrow I'm in that Dragon Age game. I think that far ahead. character that name is Game is Valentina. You can follow me on Twitter, and I'll try to remember to post when I'm playing. DannyPot7575. That's all.
Alrighty. And of course, I am Rinus of Partywipegames. You can find me most of the time either here or on my own channel, Partywipegames, where we do a variety of tabletop RPG streams, including tomorrow, where we are going to do our third Session 0 of Vampire the Masquerade. The new Sabbat book had finally come out, and we have abandoned all previous plans of what we were doing to finally get our Sabbat characters in place. Mitch, if you haven't looked at it fully yet, oh boy, that Sabbat book has a lot of stuff and a whole new way of playing Vampire the Masquerade. So we are going to try and figure that out together. I will still be playing a Lasombra. I decided to not pursue the Samichi idea because I didn't want to be a terrible person. I just wanted to be an awful person. Tuesdays, that's that. Wednesdays, we play Tomb of Annihilation, a 5th edition module over on Partywipegames. Thursdays will be Wild Beyond the Witchlight, a new campaign starting up where I will be playing a monk, and my wonderful girlfriend Shay will be playing as the Dungeon Master. So stay tuned for that. Get to watch her run another game. Her Dragon Heist game was a huge success, and she is a great storyteller. Fridays, you can catch her and I over on Valdriant's channel where we play Mass. I am the storyteller there, and they are a bunch of students at the Phoenix Academy, and there are a bunch of fun things happening, including terrible pop culture references. Saturday, we play a 5th edition homebrew game where our good mate from Australia is having their first time as the DM, and they are running a wonderful campaign. I have an Oathbreaker Paladin, and I am really enjoying playing one that's not super evil. So we'll see how long that lasts. Sundays, we play Savage Worlds, where it's a weird World War II campaign set in a fantasy world where the evil fascists are dark elves, and we are the resistance who are installed to fight them. And that's pretty much it, because Mondays we are here. That's the end, and we are going to head on over to my good friends, the Lollygaggers. They are also playing Alien RPG, so go ahead, stick around, check them out for some more Alien goodness. Shout out, give them some love, and we will see you guys next time for more. Big shout out to our sponsors, Grinding Coffee Co., Green Ronin, all of those wonderful, good people, and we will catch you for the next one. Bye.